today and talk about a trip to Royal. Julia and her family wait to get into the stadium. The huge crowd made her nervous. She did not remember Royal dear General being so busy last time. Her family visits New York from New York. It's because of the Olympics, her cousins Abraham said. They finally got to their seats. Julia had different relationships all around her, from China's tourists and Russian. Her family spoke Russian so fast that Julia could not understand to feel alone. The next morning was quiet. Suddenly, Gabriella burst into Julia's room. Her little brother Jade followed. There's another Olympics even today, she said. Julia did not really want to go. Her head began to hurt again, but she smiled and got ready. The family walked through shady streets in Gabriella's knowing who the block ended at the park. Gabriella grabbed Julia's hand and ran through the trees. They came out on a beach. Julia stopped and saw Royal was beautiful, tall buildings stood alone. The water, a big mountain, rose behind them. That's beautiful mountains. Gabriella says. White salt flows on the blue bed. It was an obvious boat race. Julia's head went away. They went to a big market. The mangoes were wonderful. This is what they're supposed to taste like, Papa says in Portugal at home. They spoke English, but in Royal Julia liked to speak Portuguese. They went to Olympic swimming pool to see a race. Chase kept shouting, "Go Brazil!" Brazil was not even in its event. Gravity finally says, "Oh," Chase says. He grinned at Julia. "Go America!" Julia laughed. It was Julia's last day in Rome. Gabriella says, "We're going to Grandma and Grandpa's, then we will go to an Olympics football game." Julia remembered first night in Royal. She didn't want to go back to the stadium. "I don't want to go to the football game," Julia whispered, and Grandpa told. Opening night was too loud. The crowd was too big. "I'm scared to go." "Don't worry, my Julia," Grandpa says. At football games, all Brazil's are family. As museums, Julia helps Gabriella's and Grandpa's hand. The crowd shrieks even louder when Brazil took a shot. Everyone yells when the referee blows the whistle. Everyone yells. When Brazil ran toward the goal, everyone cheers. Julia got caught up in the games. The crowd made its intensities. She cheered too. Then Brazil scored a goal. The world stadium roared. Julia would never forget the sound. Grandpa left Julia and India together, sang with the crowd. Brazil football. Grandpa opened the door to greet them. Suddenly, everything seems familiar. Julia remembered visiting the house when she was 5. Grandpa taught her to samba. She had laughed and laughed. They eat Grandma's favorite bean stew. Julia sat next to Grandpa. The next day, Julia ran to the Gabriella's room. "We're going on a soft mountain," she says. They rode cable car hanging high above the cities. Abdullah was scared to be up so high, but Julia stared out the window while the white city stood between blue, water green jungles and tall gray mountains.